we have seen the change in the values for the asset under construction, and now we just want to double check what happened with the buildings. So for this, let's open the general reporting, and well, then again, our asset values app. But of course, we will use the new IDs. I mean, for the receivers. So let's enter our first building, like the main building, for research and development. And well, now of course, as you can see, we have only one transaction type. It's the 341 transaction type, which is just an acquisition that is coming from from a transfer from an asset under construction. And this one actually, the posting, it comes from a prior year, because again, as we said, the 30,000 we posted that with just a date in the just previous year. Of course, what happened here? It got activated, and we have this APC value, this acquisition for 30,000, and of course the ordinary depreciation of 350. Also to consider now in the posted values, as you can see, the start for just the calculation and posting for the depreciation, it starts on June. So we don't have anything for the first months of the year, because just the posting was executed, the settlement in June. So well, we have now the 50 per month, but that just means for the first year 350. Of course, if we change, for example, to 2021, 2022, sorry, for example, we will get the adjusted depreciation, of course, and for the next years the same. So well, this is what happened for the first asset, the main. We can just double check the master record. Of course, it should already be active. It should be with the correct date, with the just the correct date for the capitalized on, and well, the first acquisition, the year. So now we know for sure that the process was also correct for this first complete asset, the main building. Now let's double check, for example, the secondary building, and something very similar, of course, but one difference is that we have two transaction types, just because one posting it happened for the asset under construction in the previous year, and the other posting happened in the current year. So well, we have the correct split. But then again, the full amount is the 14,000, and that is the value, the acquisition and production costs, the APC, for our second building. The same happens, I mean, with the depreciation, the same happens if we compare this to the other asset, the other building that we just checked. Of course, the value for the depreciation is much lower, just because also the APC value is lower, and just 6 months, well, from June onwards. And if we go to the next years, we have the full just depreciation amount for the complete 12 months, and that's it. Let's just not to leave that behind, let's just check the values for the last building, the third building. Very similar to what happened with the second, maybe just the amounts, of course, are different. But we have the two transaction types, the acquisition and production costs correctly set up, the acquisition value, the depreciation for the first year, even like in the posted values, it starts on June, on month 6. And well, for the coming years, because this is a useful life for 50 years, so if we just go through the next years, we'll see the correct depreciation amount for the full year in those future years. So we have everything set up correctly for our buildings, and they will now start, well, they are active now, and they will just be considered for the calculation for the depreciation cost and the posting of that depreciation every month. So well, everything is correct, so we can just quit the app, of course. And we just want to say that thank you for your attention, and just we'll start checking some more things about fixed assets, about other topics. So just stick with us, and thank you again.